Door this shit. Hey, fucking. Hi. I got the fucking shots. You can get off my dick about it, okay? I got it. Like, I'm not gonna die of fucking rabies. Fucking jerks. Like, I thought this was America, you know? I thought a man was free to die of whatever disease he damn well pleased. I don't know. I'm so fucking tired. I got up early this morning. Get fucking rabies shot because everybody was like, yeah, we don't want you to die, Matt. So, my arm hurts. I'm trying to light a cigarette with my left hand. That's not working. I'm not one. Come the fuck on, lighter. There we go. Okay, that worked. Oh, see, if fucking smoking a cigarette is this much of a pain in the dick, fucking lighting a bowl is even worse. It's a fucking hole isn't even on the right side. Well, well. I guess it's on the right side. Super autism. That's what. Damn it! I didn't get a drink. Well, I do got some tea left over, so. Oh, that's been sitting out for a couple hours. I'm gonna try. You know what? I could probably I can get through the tinge of fucking arm pain. The light a lighter. Like the weed's gonna cancel out the fucking arm pain. So yeah, good news. They really don't do the fucking stomach shot anymore. So that's good. A plus there. Instead, they fucking like give you a series of fucking 4 shots in the arm. So that's good, Didn't have to like get horrible fucking giant jagged ass fucking needle in my gut. It's always a good time when that happens. So what's fucking been going on? Like Donald Trump's going to war with the NFL. That's a thing that's fucking happening. Also, I like how Donald Trump's taking credit for the NFL, like their ratings being down when their ratings have been going down for fucking years. Because the NFL has the exact same problem that professional wrestling has, where their audience is getting older. Like the average fucking audience for an NFL game is like 45. I mean, it's not as bad as fucking WWE. The average fucking viewer for a fucking WWE show is fucking 54. Do I want to get look, if people can't fucking watch this show and figure out I have fucking autism, like that's their problem, not fucking mine. I wear that fucking color. I wear the color of autism on my fucking sleeve. Like if I was a bumblebee, I'd be whatever the most autistic color is instead of yellow and black. So, birds know not to fucking eat me and feed them to their young so they don't get I'm going on thank you, Jim Shin, for fucking, like, I was having kind of a coherent train of thought, and now I shouldn't be blaming you, Jim Shin. I should be blaming myself because I have no discipline when it comes to conversation, and I just immediately go like, "Ooh, here's a new shiny line of fucking thought. Let me immediately jump on this one." Fuck what I was saying about the NFL. I mean, to be fair, like really, like I know a fair chunk of my fucking audience. I've talked to you people. A lot of you ain't sports fans. Like, let's be honest here. I mean, I used to be a football fan, but then, the New York Giants beat the fucking Patriots, so it's like, I'm never going to see another game that good. I'm never going to see anything that fucking satisfying as a football fan ever again in my lifetime. I'm going to get out. And it's kind of a good thing that I got out, because the New York Giants have fucking pretty much sucked shit ever since. I mean, they've done, like, adequate, I guess, but they haven't risen to the heights that they did in fucking '09. Say, but you know what, Egyptian? Don't worry. It's not like, again, like football, like the NFL slowly died because like of a myriad of reasons. And it's not because of the stupid fucking knee protest shit. I'm not saying the knee protests are stupid. Like, they can do whatever they want. Like, I'm talking about like the outrage over it. Like, I love the people who are like, soldiers fought for the flag, and like, you're disrespecting them, and like a bunch of soldiers are like, no, this is why I fought, like, so people could do this in a country. Like, this is America. Like, you can protest shit. It's like, but yeah, like the NFL, like everything from like the fact that more and more college football players are deciding to quit the game after college, like the fact that fucking like there's legitimately, like, the NFL could talk all they want about designing new fucking helmets and shit, but there's legitimately no way to fucking stop a concussion happening with American style football. Like, to be fair, with fucking rugby too, like, there's nothing you can do to stop fucking the brain from hitting the fucking side of the skull when the brain gets fucking jostled. It doesn't fucking matter how good your fucking helmet is. If your fucking head snaps hard enough, your brain's gonna fucking slam into your fucking skull. Like unless you're gonna fucking inject like nanites into fucking people's skulls so the nanites can hold the brain in fucking place. Like, there's nothing. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop concussions in a full contact sport. Because occasionally, like, somebody's gonna hit their fucking head and their brain's gonna get fucking whiplashed back into their fucking skull. Also, too, like, fucking, like kids just aren't into football as much. Like, and it goes in again. It goes into the concussion shit, but it also goes into just like space and like economics, where to play like football or soccer, like, all you need is a relatively open area and like a ball. That's all you need for basketball and soccer. Like, that's why basketball and soccer are like the fastest fucking growing sports, and they have been for fucking years. Like, because it's just a lot easier for fucking kids to play basketball and soccer. Like, you don't need as big of a space like as you do with like baseball or football. You don't need a lot of like weird, like, you don't need a lot of equipment. Like, again, like, one kid in a neighborhood has a basketball, that entire neighborhood can play basketball. Or if every fucking kid has a basketball in the neighborhood, then like they can play regardless if somebody's sick or not. Instead of like, oh, we can't play baseball today because the kid who has the bats, he's sick. Play baseball without fucking bats. I guess we can play stickball. Welcome to Sports Chat with Edible Napalm. Maybe this is like the rabies shot going through me. It's turned me into like a sports ball fan. Maybe that's the secret. Like vaccines and flu shots don't give you don't give you autism. They give you sports fandom. I mean, football and baseball are like you do need a lot of fucking like. I mean, to be fair with like baseball, all you really need is the ball and the bat. You just need like two things. But with the big downside with baseball is you need a relatively open area so you don't fucking smash into things with the ball. And like technically, and again, that's the big problem with football. Like you need a big, like relatively soft, like the thing with like baseball, like you can play baseball on a hard surface. Like, so if you're in like an urban environment, like if you're in a city or something, like you can play baseball. I mean, not baseball, you can play basketball. Because, like, if you fucking play baseball, like, I mean, not baseball, football. I'm getting fucking confused with the. So I'm not good with the sports. I'm getting all the sports confused. I can talk sports for a fucking little bit, but after a while, I'm confusing everything. Like soon, I'm gonna talk about like he wasn't supposed to slam dunk that touchdown point, was he? Yeah, golf's a fucking another one. Just like a vast amount of area. Unless you're playing putt golf. Then you'll like, yeah, putt golf's like you don't need too much like yeah, that's the other thing too. Like with football and baseball, like you need like with basketball, you could just play 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Like you don't need a lot of people to play like basketball, but like with baseball, you need at least somebody who can pitch. You need at least three basemen. You need at least like one person in the infield and one person in the outfield. Like you need a like you you don't really need a catcher or like somebody on the other team can be catcher. You also need an umpire. Like you need a lot of people. You need a lot of people to play baseball. And with fucking football, you need even more because a lot of the fucking plays in football don't fucking work if you don't have enough people to use them. Like some of the plays you can like you could be like, okay, we don't have any tight ends or anything, so like let's just ignore them. But like the tight ends don't really do anything in this play. And again, soccer, like you can play two on like you can have one person be goalie and one person be kicker. Or if you want to have teams and stuff, like two goalies and two fieldsmen, like 4-on-4. Another good thing with basketball, going back to basketball, you can play that with an odd number of people. You can do 2-on-1 or like 3-on-2. Like you could easily account for handicaps in basketball. Thinking about it, basketball is probably my favorite sport. Like real sport. I like wrestling a lot better because it's just loud and obnoxious and gay. Kind of like me. Well, I'm bi, so like I guess wrestling's bisexual too. They got the women. Wrestling's got a little eye candy for everybody. But yeah, like think about like I like basket. Like anytime, like in like middle school or like high school and shit, if they were like, "Hey, it's a free day," in terms of like what you could do in gym class today, like pick whatever you want to play. I'd always go with basketball. Partially because like me and my nerdy friends, like, you could just stand there and dribble the ball and like take shots and just discuss nerd shit while you're playing. Like it's really easy like to like really fucking tone down basketball too. Like you could play a very super casual game of basketball. I mean, yeah, I'd say wrestling does count as a sport. Like, yeah, it's sport entertainment. I hate the fucking WWE for like for fucking coining that term, but like like the reasons people like wrestling are the same reasons people like real sports. It's like the thrill of like the drama of victory and defeat. Like, yeah, it's a lot more fucking it's fake. Like it's got predetermined outcomes. Like, yeah, it's not like. I mean, I think the thing with wrestling, like, because like they do the storylines a lot better. Like that's another thing. Going back to the NFL and why they're fucking hurted. Like the NFL doesn't have like superstars like they did in like the 80s and 90s. Like there were people like even like casual fucking sports fans in like the 80s and 90s could tell you like a shit ton of fucking people on their fucking team. Like like people could just like wind off like oh these were the people who were on like the 90s Dallas Cowboys and shit. And you don't have that anymore. Like you have like you have like star quarterbacks still, but that's pretty much it. Like when's the last time people were like, "Oh man, this running back." Like who was the last Lawrence Taylor in like the NFL? Like I can't think of one. I can't think of the last time people have given a fucking shit about an NFL player who isn't a fucking quarterback. And like having a popular quarterback fucking helps, but like it only fucking sells to so many fucking people, you know? It's like going back to fucking wrestling. If you had a wrestling league and you only had one popular fucking person in that wrestling federation and like everybody else was just kind of bland and fucking mediocre, but you had one fucking superstar, it doesn't matter how many fucking t-shirts that fucking one superstar is going to sell. You're going to lose fucking interest after a fucking while. Because it's just like, yeah, that guy's fucking impressive, but fucking everybody else is just kind of mediocre and there. Like, I don't really give a shit. Who's there?
Hello.
Oh, hey, Jimshin.
Can't promise I'll be talkative, but I'll try. But they did try to do wrestling and NFL. You remember the XFL?
Oh, I remember it like fondly. I watched the entire. I should get like those for a very public spanking.
But yeah, that was supposedly that was their attempt at combining the uh, pre-decided plot line with football.
And like it doesn't work. Like that's the thing with sports. Like you can either be a fake sport and like rely on plot lines, or you could be a real sport and like just go for the primal base thrill.
Well, also, I think the wrestling and stunt work is easier for people to perform than actual football.
Sometimes, like extreme wrestling, like watch a Japanese death match where they're like, okay, now we're gonna like put down the C4 explosives and the barbed wire and the glass tubes. Hey, Mansoor. But yeah, fucking yeah, like the NFL's just like dying a slow death for like 1,000 different reasons. One I haven't even fucking touched on yet is like the fucking commissioner is a complete fucking joke. Like there's no respect for the rules of the league or the integrity of it. Also, there's going to be a strike soon.
The athletes?
The players, yeah. Also, like so many people call me that, Annie. Like at this point, I'm just like accepting of it. Like if I ever go to a comic book convention, I'm gonna cosplay as Fat Jon Snow at this point. But yeah, like the Players Association's gonna most likely go on strike when the current collective bargaining rules are up because the owners don't want to renegotiate at all. And the players are like, well, fuck you.
So, as I said in chat, I already think they're overpaid, so I really have nothing constructive to say about that.
Yeah. It's weird what happened to that because I don't know if you know the history, but like there was a point where they were underpaid. It's hard to believe that, but there was a point where like athletes did have to have like second and third jobs even during like seasons.
I know about that history, but it's kind of swung all the way in the other
But
direction.
then it went like the complete other direction. Also, too, like the Aaron Hernandez having CTE shit is gonna really hurt them because unlike, because I was talking this shit with Deamin Colin. I've known him for years. I don't know how to fucking say his name. Anyways, Deamin, I was talking to him about this. Like, say what you want about Vince McMahon of WWE fame. Like he's a fucking piece of shit. He legitimately is. But the second like Chris Benoit murdered his family, and it was like he did it because of how horrible his fucking brain was because of concussions. The fucking WWE didn't try to fight that shit. They didn't try to smear fucking doctors. They didn't try to bring in their own bullshit fucking experts and shit. They were like, we have to change how we do shit. No more unprotected headshots. Like, just never again. We don't ever want a Chris Benoit again. So yeah, wrestling's probably gonna go the same route like baseball did in the late '90s after the strike happened. Baseball, like you can't have the steroid freaks in football. You can't overlook them because they would actually murder people. Like you get a fucking guy who's juicing as much as fucking Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire was, they would legitimately probably kill somebody in the NFL. Yeah, WWE has like they've they've always been fucked. Like because they'll protect people. Like Randy Orton. Randy Orton should honestly have been already fired like 10 years ago because of their fucking wellness policy and their strict drug policy and shit. But oh, he got popped for fucking drugs when he was filming a movie, so technically he wasn't on the WWE payroll when that happened. Because, like, here's a really fucked up thing with the WWE, and this is true for most wrestling federations. Wrestlers aren't employees, they're freelance contractors. So WWE doesn't have to do dick for them. Like, any little scrape, any little scrap fucking WWE gives to their wrestlers, it's actually more than they are actually legally obligated to give to them. Hey, all hail. Like, wrestling's like really, really shit. It's the one thing I still respect Jesse the Body Ventura for. Because even though he turned into a fucking shithead conspiracy loon, like he fought and got like blackballed from WWE because he tried to fucking unionize the wrestlers. And Hulk Hogan fucking stopped him.
So they're independent contractors, but they're still locked into exclusive contracts.
Yes.
Hmm.
Technically, they're locked into no compete contracts. So technically, they can go do stuff, but it can't be televised. It can't be shown on the internet. Like, it can't. The crowd can't exceed a certain size. You know what's fucked up? Fucking Triple H has kind of become like the fucked up hero of fucking like WWE. And else, he's the guy who kind of realizes like we need to like we kind of need to give the fans what they want and not dick them around and try to shove people we want to be the face of the company down their throat. Hulk Hogan too. Like I'll be completely honest, I have no sympathy for him. Oh yeah, fucking like yeah, again, Warrior. Like, it's really sad what he did, but Warrior was a real fucking piece of shit. Like it's sad like how he died and like he literally died after a really fairly decent speech he gave on like Monday Night Raw, and like literally the next day he just dropped dead in a parking lot. The speech was about like is kind of like a standard like motivational like seize the moment because you never know when you're gonna die. That's probably why the big reason why that speech is kind of good, because he literally did die like the next day. Also, yeah, Jesse Ventura, like, he's not, like, politically, Jesse Ventura actually isn't that big of a scumbag. Like, Jesse Ventura, like, is a legitimate small government libertarian. He's not one of, like, but not like an asshole about it. He's just like, look, like, we shouldn't be telling people what they should and shouldn't do. I'm for fucking, like, weed legalization. I'm for gay marriage. Like, But like the big problem with like Jesse Ventura is he is a big conspiracy guy. He loves him some conspiracies. He might have been one of those people who got broken by 9/11. Because that happened a lot. Like a lot of people got broken because of 9/11. Frank Miller.
Chemtrails don't melt steel beams.
Yeah. You know, it's
Speaking
actually
of,
funny. I'm playing, like, if we ever get into a fight in D&D, I'm actually planning to use that in, like, in a tower. I'm planning to use that. Just smash it. Like, if we're ever fighting on a tower on the top level, just fucking sunder the floor. That'll kill the enemy and probably collapse the tower in on us. On through. It seemed like a good idea in my head until I said it out loud, where it's like, I'll collapse the tower on us. The next part. Well, the
you're
enemy
looking
dies,
for.
but how do we get out of it? Shit.
So, Matt, you're looking forward to toppling a tower?
God damn. Yes. I should never fucking say tower and topple and any of those fucking words. Yeah, that was a fun episode, like the last episode of his show, where he's like, "See you next time," or not. I don't know. That seems like how I would end a television show if I didn't know I was getting like a next season, where it's like, see you next time, or maybe not. I don't fucking know. I haven't got any calls back. Like, they keep dodging me. Well, it's not a full cigarette.
Speaking of conspiracies, congratulations to everyone who's still alive today.
Oh yeah, because of the rapture or not rapture.
Yeah. Planet
I kind
X,
of was hoping it
Nibiru,
would happen.
weird hit Earth thing stuff.
This, like, I'm just so tired of the news. Like, it makes me just sleepy. Because I'm just like, I can't handle this shit anymore. Like, Trump's going to goddamn war with NBA players. Like, what? It's like when people were fucking idiots during the fucking Bush years, but like, instead of Bush ignoring the fucking idiocy, Trump's feeding into it. He's making it. Ugh, just hate it. I don't know. Like, I don't know, Monster. Like you're not worshiping the devil. Like you're just throwing. Like you're just wearing a devil costume. Show me a part in the Bible where it says you can't. Also, the Bible doesn't even like say. It's like with fucking elves and pointy ears. Like Tolkien never said elves had fucking pointy ears. Like the Bible never said, "Oh, Satan was like a big red dude with goat legs and horns, pointy tail sometimes, and a pitchfork." Zero Monster, you keep fucking puking in that ditch. Yeah. We are, like, it is. I've said it before, but, like, we don't live in the darkest timeline, we live in the dumbest timeline. I kind of wish we lived in the dark timeline, because at least shit would make sense.
No one wants to be the side character in a comedy
This
show.
is like, yeah, exactly. It's like being a fucking, like, just like a random person in Springfield, and not even one of the side characters who has a fucking name. Just like some asshole who runs a yogurt store, and it's like, oh, well, Springfield's half on fire again because that fucking moron did something. What the fuck is happening? Or it's like being a fucking citizen in Gotham. It's like, oh, it's raining fucking goddamn clownfish today. I guess fucking Joker did something. Who the fuck knows anymore? Yeah, again, like, dumbest timeline. Darkest timeline would at least have, like, again, darkest timeline would at least make some kind of fucking sense where it's like, okay, I understand how we got here. But I woke up this morning and Trump's at fucking war with, like, the NBA and the NFL, and I'm like, you're provoking fucking war with North Korea. Why are you fucking fighting professional athletes? Oh yeah, I remember that Whitest Kids You Know sketch. Yeah, it's like I'm not the main character. Like, yeah. All hell brings up a great point. None of us are the main characters. We're all expendable. Who's ever watching this shit show of a fucking Truman Show? Like, we're not important to them. We can be off at any point. Yeah, my fucking. See, that would make some kind of sense. Like, but I don't think Trump is that diehard of a Christian to be the kind of guy who believes in the apocalypse. Like Brett Keane. Like, if Brett Keane was president, I don't think he'd do shit to try to get the apocalypse to happen. To be completely honest, Monster, I haven't seen any of them since Whitest Kids You Know ended. They might be doing voice acting. Like, who was the little fat guy, Timmy? I could see Timmy doing voice acting because he had, like, a distinctive voice. Yeah, their movies are great. Wait, Timmy's a farmer? That's weird. Wait, do you mean like a video game farmer, like he's farming shit in Warcraft, or do you mean like an actual farmer where he's like, well, I just spent 8 hours working the field. Now time to play some Doom. I'm not gonna fucking mock him. Like,
How do you stream that on Twitch? You have like a GoPro
that's
on
like
your
a
hat while
really
you're
weird.
working?
Maybe, maybe people just think it's a like a really realistic mod for Harvest Moon or something, or Stardew Valley. Speaking of which, 6 more days. I got. Oh no, I missed time my fucking Undertale episodes. I'm gonna have an extra day because I'm gonna say fucking right now, only 10 episodes of Undertale. I gotta figure out a way to play more of that shit because I do not willingly want to fucking play Undertale ever fucking again.
Did you stop because of sentimentality, or is Undyne kicking your ass?
Undyne's kicking my ass and I fucking hate her. Like, I say it in episode 10, if I ever see somebody cosplaying as Undyne, I'm fucking punching them. And I'm going to use my video as evidence in court, and no jury would convict me. They'd be like, you know what? I get it. I get it. Like, Undyne's a cunt. Like, fuck this bitch. Case dismissed.
We're gonna have to ask Nick to put some fish people in his Pathfinder game then, huh?
I'll fucking murder him. I mean, to be fair, they're kind of lucky because I can't have guns in this game. So I'm trying to work out a build with Scarpeak that uses guns. Like I hate Undead. So yeah, get ready for 9 months of Stardew Valley. I might break it up because I am doing a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke. Nobody's died thus far, knock on wood. Then again, I've only just gotten to the point where it's like taking the training wheels off, bitch. Oh yeah, there's a shit ton of Toriel porn. Like, people like their goat mom. There probably is. Like, if you could print out like every copy of Toriel porn, it would probably equal out to a metric shit ton. Try like Sans is probably the second most porn character from Undertale. Which is weird because he doesn't have a penis. He's a skeleton.
And a disturbing amount of both. And a disturbing amount of the Toriel porn also involves the spoiler character, and a disturbing amount of the Sans porn also involves Papyrus.
Moffat is probably the second most porn character. Spider Chick. There's a lot of Moffat porn. A lot of people like Moffat.
8 arms, 4 times the fun.
Well, a lot of people don't even use the 8 arms in this shit. They're just like, here's Moffat taking it up the ass. And it's like, what? What else? Fucking. Well, you know what? The Rick and Morty porn is kind of cheating because Justin Rowland said in numerous interviews, like he wants people to do creepy porn of Rick and Morty because he's like, he's got my theory for how you can gauge the success of a cartoon. If a cartoon has a shit ton of porn, it's popular. Like Loud House. There's so much fucking Loud House pornography on the internet. It's fucking disturbing, but it's like, yeah, because like Loud House has like become like the new big cartoon on Nickelodeon. So whenever somebody's like, "Oh yeah, this cartoon from the past, like it has a really strong nostalgic community." To be fair, it doesn't work as good with like current cartoons because any current cartoon pretty much has like a shit ton of porn for it. But when it comes to like older cartoons and shit, when people are like, "Oh, this cartoon has a huge fandom," like there's a lot of like Silverhawks. I remember somebody telling me like Silverhawks has a huge fandom. There are like 3 fucking porn pictures of Silverhawks on the internet. Nobody cares about Silverhawks. If you don't care enough about a show to jerk off to it, how are you going to be a fan of it?
Gravity Falls only had 2 seasons, and there's still a ton of that floating around.
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't jerked off the hentai in ages, though. I don't know how old you are, Jim Shin, so I don't know if you had to deal with the early internet. But like back in the day when like websites would tell you free porn, there was actually no free porn on the internet.
And then you'd have to program a different number into your modem, and then it would dial up this 1-900 number and start putting charges on your phone bill. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But like hentai was the one fucking porn that was like free in the early days of the internet. But then I forgot. Was it RedTube? Was RedTube the first like big YouTube for porn?
I wouldn't know actually. I usually
think it was because like once like YouTube came out and like YouTube style of like video hosting got like popular, that's when like free porn actually became a thing on the internet. Also search results, like once you can search images. I remember the hard those days. You remember Kazaa?
Never really used it.
It was like the precursor to like modern torrents, but instead of like downloading from like basically you had to download Kazaa and then like it kind of worked like how Napster worked. I was like, yeah, I forget if Pornhub came out before or after RedTube. Yeah, Freud would have a field day with like the internet and all of the weird subcultures and shit. Just alone with porn.
My personal hypothesis on the incest stuff is there's just more single kids, because I don't know. Anyone who's, from what I've heard, anyone who's had a sibling would not understand incest porn.
No, I don't. Like,
You're
me and
literally
my sister,
wired.
like, we,
You're literally wired to where it's impossible to
yeah.
think that way.
Well, like, sometimes there's, like, exception. Like Lundy was bringing up on the Friday show with, like, Japan and how Japanese culture used to be, whereas, like, it's really weird if you were hanging out with, like, other, like, people of the other gender. So a lot of times the only person of the opposite gender you had contact with was, like, your mom or your sister. And it's like, yeah, that's still creepy, but it's like, you know what? I see where it came from. I kind of, like, I get it.
Japan also has mental illnesses stemming from when the man of the house retires and the wife goes crazy because she's not used to dealing with him being around, and he goes crazy because he's not used to having his own time to do whatever with.
Yeah, like, it's just, like, again, like, there's a lot of ones I get, like furries I get, especially, like, from my generation, because, like, they always had, like, yeah, like, because, like, fuck, me and Skull talked about this for, like, then Jason angrily came in here because we forgot about Maid Marian from the Robin Hood movie, who was probably the first actual furry. There was an explosion of furries in the 80s. Like, that's when it, like, that's why so many people who grew up in and around that time were like, you know what, I want to be like a weird cat dog named Adam Fire. And I don't hate furries. Like, honestly, they're fairly nice people. If anything, furries are a little too open and accepting. That's why they're having to deal with, like, Nazi furries. But then again, pretty much every online community right now is having to deal with fucking Nazis because, like, people didn't keep an eye out for that shit, and then, like, we turn our heads back, and it's like, wait, why are there Nazis here? How did the Nazis become, like, a huge demographic in the skeptic community? What happened here? What? What?
Nazi chic is very stylish.
And it's like the furries, like, their big problem with, like, the Nazi furries is, like, the furries are, like, really open and accepting of people because they've been, like, shit on for so long. So, like, the furry community kind of became an open place. Sorry.
It's one of those things, at least as far as the artwork goes, it started out ironically and then it became a thing. And that happens so much. Like,
yeah,
someone draws
like, they're even banning. They're even banning, like, certain types of furries now from conventions because they become, like, tainted with fucking Nazis and shit. Like griffins. Because, like, one of the big Nazi furry guys is a griffin.
And as far as, like, non-human cartoon characters and furries, I'd put, like, a little fuzzy gray line between there, because hypothetically, it's not that.
People are finding out the danger of, like, ironic comedy. Like, ironic, like, comedy can be great and shit, but here's the problem: dumb people don't understand irony. It's why Nazis like the fucking guy from Inglourious Bastards, even though he's a fucking evil piece of shit and he gets his face carved up in the end. Like, He still has moments where he's a fucking relative badass. It's one of the reasons Mel Brooks never did a movie about like the Holocaust, like in the same vein of like Blazing Saddles or something, because he's like, I know like Nazis would pick up on like fucking these jokes and shit. Like, well, not Nazis, but like anti-Semites and shit. And he's like, I know they would pick up on these jokes and shit. So like, fuck them. Yeah, Monster brings up a good point. Same way Fight Club appealed to fucking like macho fucking dude bros and fucking misogynists and fucking nihilists, even though it's like, hey, that's not what this fucking movie's about, really. It's about how these people are fucking awful shitheads and they're broken.
You're not supposed to be happy when the buildings blow
Well, the
up at
same
the
way
end of the movie. Spoiler, by the way.
Yeah. Or the same way people fucking look at American Psycho and they're like, this is how you should be in the business world. And it's like, no, you shouldn't. Like Fight Club was one of those. It was one of those things where it reads better. Like it's better as a book because like it could be more clear in like the written form where it's like, yeah, this isn't like glorifying it, but like when you're doing a movie, you're kind of limited because now you're actually showing. But yeah, fucking. This is where we. This is what we live with now. Like we're in a dumb timeline where like Nazis are back, but thankfully they're kind of fucking idiots. So you know, but we need to keep an eye on them.
The new uniform is like a white button-up shirt and khakis now or something, right?
Yeah, and a dumb haircut,
And
like
a
a
tiki
dumb
torch.
Max Landis haircut. Yeah, fucking dumb tiki torches. Like you can't fucking get a baseball bat and dip the end of that in like gasoline or something, you fucking stooges. Like motherfuckers in the Middle Ages made fucking torches. How the fuck can't you?
Also, aren't tiki torches technically candles, or is no? Does that count as a torch?
It might be because it's like I guess it's kind of a chemical because it's a wick, and then like but instead of like wax and stuff, it's like in a metal container that has like a flammable liquid. So it's probably like some kind of like wet. That's probably what it is. Like I think that's like a term like wet candles. Then again, lanterns are basically the same thing. It's more of a lantern thinking about it.
Also, I thought a
Just more
torch
of a
wielding
lamp.
mob was supposed to be a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like again, these it's like one of the reasons I never really sided with Gamergate because early on, like it might have been Mao and Chong. In fact, that the king of the fucking ants. Like one of them was like, "We're not going to play the media's game," and it's like, "Well, you're gonna fucking lose. You're gonna lose." Because like things have become like stereotypes and shit for a reason sometimes. Like a mob wielding fucking torches. That's a bad thing for a lot of reasons. Like historically, it's never a good thing when there's a lot of people wielding fire in anger. I mean, yeah, some stereotypes are fucking bullshit, but like the fucking angry mob with fucking torches, it's like, when has that ever been a good thing? It's like, ooh, let's go rebuild the orphanage. Ah!
Just a reminder of the persecution of Frankenstein's monsters.
Yeah, it's not dumb old Frankenstein's fault. Like, well, it's fucking Frankenstein's fault. Like, asshole could have fucking taught his creature a couple of things. Like, hey, don't throw little girls in a lake, first and foremost. The best version of Frankenstein was Frankenstein from Young Frankenstein. Because he didn't abandon the monster. He was a good dude. All right, it's been an hour. I'm gonna end this one here. I'm not gonna do a 5-hour show like I did last Sunday because I ended up falling asleep during D&D. So that's why there wasn't a D&D recap this week. So Jim Shim, would you like to have the final word?
Cauliflower.
All right, there you go. Cauliflower. Remember that. It will be on a test at some point. Like I'll call, like I already got my knife out. I'm gonna carve it into my desk. Remember cauliflower test. See you guys next time.